back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. And I'm back in the car, back in Aubrey. It's all fucking done. Handed the keys in. The house is clean. Everything's out of the garage. The cars are fucking full. We're in Aubrey, and I'm kind of happy to be here. Like, I'm not leaving the hotel room because Aubrey's a fucking dump, but I'm happy to be here. So I spent 4 years in that place. I watched my son grow up there, had my daughter there, and I can tell you right now, when I saw it empty and I shut the door for the last time, I did not even have a twang of emotion. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get to fucking Aubrey. We went around and said one last goodbye to everyone. I still felt no emotion. No emotions at all. No emotions other than let's get the fuck out of here. Let's speed this shit up. Yeah. Have a nice life. Yeah. We'll see you again. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, email me. I'll definitely answer your email. 100%. I had one last lunch with my mate Cal as we were driving out of town. He came and stopped at a Vietnamese pho place, my favorite place. That was one place I did get emotional. Having that pho for the last time for the foreseeable future really did start choking me up. Hong Vong 2 on Victoria Street in Richmond. If you're looking for a good pho, get it at Hong Vong 2. It's the best place in Melbourne. I've eaten at every single fucking pho place in Melbourne. You're not getting a better pho there. The meat, the sliced beef is fucking killer. The noodles are soft but elasticy, but the broth is just on another fucking planet. And they don't fuck around with the bean sprouts either. There's a big pile. Sometimes they're a little bit fucking tight on the chili, and you have to crack a few whips. Get me some fucking more chili, cunts! I really did spend a lot of time there over the last 4 years. Longer, 7 years, 8 years. But I was out to lunch with Kel and his wife came back and was like, oh my God, my brother just got his results back. He doesn't have COVID. And she was so relieved. She was like fucking so happy. She's from Bali. She's Balinese. But she was so happy her brother didn't have COVID. And then she goes, it's just dengue. It's just what? She's like, yeah, he's got dengue fever. I'm like, dengue? You mean the one where you get bitten by a mosquito and then spend 8 weeks in a hospital bed just clinging to life? You're relieved it's not COVID. I would jab COVID directly into my fucking eyeball with a syringe rather than get dengue fever. That's like saying, oh my God, my brother doesn't have chlamydia. Thank God. Thank God. It's only AIDS. He's got AIDS, full-blown AIDS, but chlamydia, he is clear. COVID over dengue, that's how crazy the world is at the moment. People are relieved they have dengue fever. What does COVID even do again? You lose your sense of smell. You can't taste shit. You get a little bit of a calf cramp or something. I don't know. But I will know pretty soon because I'm going to India and I'm definitely getting COVID. I reckon I will have COVID. By the time I hit duty free at Bangalore Airport, I will have a case of COVID on my hands. But they reckon if you're a smoker, it's harder to get COVID. So I'll probably just start darting again. And I don't know who made that up, the tobacco companies or just your average Joe smoking darts, but I'll probably start smoking darts again. I was thinking I will have a heroic dart as soon as I leave the airport. Just light one up and just fucking smoke. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I feel like I'm going to get back on the darts. Anyway, that's enough of that. We are all here for one reason, and one reason only. It is Fucked Up Friday, and I'm going to hit you with a double header of bangers tonight. But before we get started, if you want to send in a Fucked Up Friday story, just hit me up on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Or just email me on boylecomedy@gmail.com. But make sure it's a fucking banger, alright? Because there are some killer Fucked Up Friday stories coming up. But send them in, and they'll get read out at some point. When I get to India, I'm going to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. I might start doing like an hour podcast once a week. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to it. Tonight's first Fucked Up Friday is from Miss Smith out there in rural Victoria. All right. Thank you, Miss Smith, for sending it in. Let's go. I just started seeing this guy, Tom, even though I wasn't entirely single. That's what I used to say when I was a youngster. When I was a youngster, I used to say something similar when I was asked if I was single. I'd say, pretty much. I'm pretty much single. Besides the girlfriend, I am as single as you can get. But anyway, he invited me to a party at his house. I bought a 4-litre cask of port. I like to call the cask of port the box monster. Coincidentally, that's also what they used to call me when I was a youngster, the box monster. People would inquire, is the box monster single? Pretty much single. Anyway, back to it. So I drank a lot of the box and was feeling pretty friendly. There I met his best friend, James. They lived in the house together. I thought he was very good looking. It turned out James and me had the same favourite band. Who was it, like Blink-182? No, you're darker than that. You're like... It was Slipknot or something, wasn't it? I'm guessing it was Slipknot. So we had the same favourite band, and he loved port too, like myself. We had a lot to talk about. So very early in the morning, James and me were hooking up, and Tom burst into the bedroom. He was very pissed off, naturally. His best friend and his girl he had just started seeing were shagging right in front of his eyes. Yeah, that's a tough one, but if you had been only dating for like maybe a week or under, he could just chalk it up to you being a whore and save his friendship. But anything after that, it's tough. So we stopped having sex. Well, that's nice of you. But we couldn't find the condom. It must have fallen off into the bed somewhere. Later that day, I was in a supermarket with my sort of, but not really, girlfriend Tiffany. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? And what's all this sort of, not really boyfriend and girlfriend stuff? Are you just fucking everyone in this small town? What small town was it? Was it Aubrey? Anyway, what the fuck did Tiffany do? I told her what had happened because I knew it would get to her eventually. I thought we're in a public place. She can't go too off. But she decked me in the supermarket in the canned goods aisle. Yeah, you're telling Tiffany the bulldog. She doesn't give a fuck. She's going to knock you out. That night, my best friend and me were having drinks to get over the hangover and my sort of not girlfriend being pissed at me. He said I should stop drinking so much and sort myself out. I didn't. I moved to Ireland instead. 3 days later, Tom kicked James out of the house and the condom fell out of my vagina. Jesus Christ, what else was up there? Surely you feel a condom up there. Where did it fall out? Tell me these details. I need to know. But thank you anyway, Miss Smith. Thanks for sending it in. All right, let's get straight into the next story. This is coming all the way from Great Britain, and the author wants to remain anonymous. So this story starts from a mate of ours who's definitely got a screw loose. So Fred and Max is the one with the screw loose, are playing a game of pool at a house party of which Fred wins and then proceeds to gloat to Max about his win and whatnot. Max sees red and decides it's time to end said gloating and does so by forcing Fred to the deck. Max then proceeds to force a pool cue up Fred's ass in a fit of rage. Evidently, Fred was not prepared for this, nor was he even the least bit lubed up. Anyway, Max has shoved this pool cue so hard into his jeans that his jeans have split and the pool cue has been injected straight into Fred's ringer. Fucking Freddy! Freddy got fingered! This action has resulted in the pool cue breaking in Fred's dot. By this stage, Fred is on the floor in agony and Max proceeds to walk outside unaware of the damage he has caused. A few people call the ambulance and lay Fred into the recovery position whilst he screams in agony. The cops are also called and they arrive and arrest Max and Fred is taken to the hospital. Fred spends the next 3 days in an induced coma after being operated on for a perforated colon. Fuck! He must have really chalked up that cue. So fucking poor Fred is spending the next 6 weeks being fed through an IV drip or some shit and left unable to work. Max is arrested and charged with assault, sexual assault, and I think rape as well. Jesus fucking Christ. Poor fucking Freddy. That is the end of any hope he was ever going gay. He might have been on his way to turning. But that's over now. Once you've had a pool cue perforate your colon through your anus, there's no way you're taking the dick after that. Poor fucking Freddy, you got to feel for him. But that'll teach you to fucking gloat. And I found out Max had already been arrested previously for some outrageous behavior. So, Freddy, You can't be gloating. Or if you gloat, just keep it real low profile. Like, I'm not saying Max did the right thing. Obviously, Max should not have shoved a pool cue in your asshole so hard that it snapped off and perforated your colon. There's no amount of gloating that deserves that. Fuck. Imagine if he was gloating so hard he actually deserved that. Like, all the other guys are like, yeah, fuck, he kind of deserved it. It was a bit much. They were both on the black ball. Max accidentally potted the white ball. And then Freddie just started saying, I'm going to mouth fuck your mom. Anyway, that is it for the Fucked Up Fridays. Thanks for sending them in. That's it. Fucking enjoy your weekend. I'll see you the fuck later.